Sorry about the fan noise, but yeah, so I love this recipe, guys. In here is a quarter of a cup of Italian dressing. Italian, salad dressing here, whatever you like. 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. I have a Mario Batali brand balsamic vinegar. And 2 tablespoons of honey. Just mix that together. Here is about 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast cut up and marinated in a quarter of a cup of Italian dressing. Now, the recipe didn't call for that. This is a recipe that's been floating around on Facebook, but we liked it better. I saw it in a comment, and it's true. We liked it better if we marinated the chicken as well. And then you've got your mushrooms and your fresh green beans. So, the other thing about the recipe that's floating around on Facebook is they saute up their vegetables like this ahead of time, but they just throw the green beans and the mushrooms in at the same time. Well, it turns out if you do that, the green beans weren't done. So, I threw these in like for 5 minutes. I threw these in for 5 minutes before I put my mushrooms in. And then I put my mushrooms in, and you just saute them. As you can see, this is pretty high heat. Of course, look, this is my burner. It's on 2. This freaking stove, I mean, it just irritates me because it's so hard to regulate, and it's just, I don't know, not been the greatest stove. But anyway, that is Kenmore. I could tell you a whole story about Kenmore. Back in the day, loved all their products, not so much today. So anyway, yeah, you saute that up so you feel like, your mushrooms are good and, golden and whatever. Oh, and I did salt and pepper the green beans when I put them in, but do not salt your mushrooms because it'll bring out the juices and then they just get mush and they don't get a nice, caramelization on them. So until you do it after they're cooked a little bit. So like you see here how this is nice and caramelized, getting caramelized there. A couple more minutes on those, and then I'll put a little bit more salt and pepper on it. And this is just what I had left. You could probably use a little more mushrooms, but I eat them raw every day for like breakfast and snacks, and I just munch on raw mushrooms all the time. So that's why I don't have very many. But the next thing we're going to do then, once this is all done sauteing, is going to take all this out of the pan, and I'm going to put it in there. And then I'm going to add the chicken to this pan, and you cook it for 5 or 6 minutes aside. Well, that was when they had, so these are the differences from the Facebook recipe. They use chicken tenderloins, which are awesome. But we just like to have ours conveniently already cut up kind of into bite-sized pieces. So I took my pieces of chicken and cut them up. So, it's hard to say 5 to 6 minutes aside when you've got, all these pieces that you'll just be stirring around. So I just put them in, let them sit there and cook, on a mildly or moderately high heat for, 2 to 3 minutes before I start stirring them around. So I'm getting ready to brown the chicken, and I had forgotten to tell you guys at the end then, once you put everything back together, you throw in your little cherry tomatoes. What are these ones? Yeah, these are called cherry tomatoes, your grape tomatoes, whatever, and you throw those in and just heat it through. So getting my pan a little heated up for my chicken. And I'm not going to add any oil to the pan because the chicken is marinating in, a salad dressing. So that's why you do have to leave it once you pour it into the pan. You have to leave it for a good 2 or 3 minutes. Otherwise, if you try to stir it around too soon, all your little pieces are going to shred off and be stuck to the bottom of your pan. Check this here. Yep, that's good. I'm going to go ahead and dump my chicken in. Spread it around. Alright, I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to do 3 minutes because that wasn't quite as hot as I would have liked it to be. I'm actually going to turn this up to 4. And I'm going to let that go. Not going to mess with it. Wish I hadn't done that. I touched the raw chicken with my wooden spoon. I'm so freaky about that. Getting rid of my marinade here in my garbage bag. Here's the baggie that it was marinating in. Morgan is coming to dinner with me tonight. Bob is working out of town. So we often have dinner together, and we often have stuff that Bob doesn't like. Because there's a lot of stuff he doesn't like, but he would eat this. It's not his favorite, but he would eat this. Now, stupid pan is either too hot or not hot enough. Now I got it turned clear up to 6. It's so annoying, but it's okay. I mean, at least the meat's not sticking, but I don't want it to be tough. And that's the problem. It's going to be tough. It has to cook too long before it gets nice and brown. So, crank it up a little bit. Cranked it up. See what happens. I also got the meat out of the refrigerator for a while. Kind of get it closer to room temperature before you cook it, because if you put the cold meat in the hot pan, it just cools your pan off, and then another part of the reason why stuff, doesn't cook properly, if it changes the heat of your pan. So, alright, so I'm going to cook the chicken a little bit longer, try to get it browned. I've turned it up, get it nice and brown. Then I'm going to dump this into there, and that into there, and I'm going to stir that up and cook it for a minute or 2. Then I'm going to put those in, throw them in, toss it together, let it heat through for a minute. Good to go.